has always been about innovation and product innovation and really think through on how we can create magical moments for our clients. And we're still doing that today, and that is a core and heart of everything we do. We fairly quickly assessed that it would be really good for us to go into the luxury space because we could find our own blue ocean there, and we defined a strategy that we call luxury timeless technology.
Welcome to Luxury on Air, where we explore the trends, innovations, and personalities defining and redefining the luxury industry.
Music and sound form an integral part of our lives. Following musicians is almost vital when you are a teenager. In my case, it all started with Depeche Mode. And over the years, it's not only the music, but the quality of the sound of the music that becomes more and more sought after. And if the sound is high definition, and in addition, the devices playing the music are becoming objects of art and fashion, then it's close to perfection and becoming luxury. My name is Karine Szegedi, and I'm thrilled to animate our first Luxury on Air episode on sound and music. All this is possible with the participation of Kristian Teär, the very charismatic CEO of Bang & Olufsen since 2019. Bang & Olufsen, known as well as B&O, is not a new kid on the block. The luxury audio company, founded in 1925 in Denmark by Peter Bang and Sven Olufsen, initially designed and manufactured audio products, such as a radio with alternative currents, television sets, and telephones, before focusing almost exclusively on luxury audio. Today, the brand continues to push boundaries, blending timeless design with cutting-edge technology to create sound experiences that feel as extraordinary as they look. I'm really excited to jump into this episode with you, Kristian. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Karine. It's great to be here.
Well, Kristian, I remember our first meeting. You were still with your former company, Logitech, as head of EMEA. And then we started to have these luxury conversations. So you moved from Logitech, which is a peripherals computer company, you've been hired to Bang & Olufsen to evolve with the knowledge that you've, of course, collected throughout your career on more large-scale consumer electronics. And your mission was to build on B&O's luxury heritage to reach new levels of distinction and desirability. Can you start walking us through that journey and why you believe that this would be a bet that would turn out positively?
Happy to do so. First of all, I was brought here to execute on a wholesale strategy that we had at the time and to help to do a turnaround. And I would say we did that rather well and quite quickly. COVID, of course, came as well in between, like for everybody else, but we managed quite well through COVID. But during this time, we also looked at the longer-term strategy. Where do we want to go and where we're going to be the next 100 years. And it dawned upon us that we have a very rich heritage. We had a great presence in many markets and also, of course, an exciting portfolio for the future. So when we looked at those components, we fairly quickly assessed that it would be really good for us to go into the luxury space because we could find our own blue ocean there. And we defined a strategy that we call luxury timeless technology, because we have the heritage that you need to have when you're in luxury. We were born 1925, so celebrating 100 years. We have a well-recognized brand name. We have super beautiful designed, crafted products that sound amazingly well. So the craftsmanship is in everything we do. We have our own distribution network at the time with more than 500 stores. We also have our own manufacturing in Denmark. And we had an atelier service, and all of these attributes speak to luxury. Then when we look at the timelessness that we added to it as well, we make icons that stand the test of time, that are beautifully designed, and many have them in their homes since already the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and are still cherishing them and using them and listening to music. So we figured that we will build on that timelessness as well, to build products that can be repaired and can be serviced and can be upgraded. So we launched one of these classic programs. And not the least, technology. We are an audio company, and we went back to the roots from our founders, just a never-failing will to only do the best. And we put that ethos back, and And that's what we're executing now on the transition then towards luxury, timeless technology.
But that's quite a challenge, Kristian, because overall in luxury, consumer habits, consumer and the desirability are evolving. What worked yesterday is not necessarily working tomorrow. You can be maybe very good, but you're not fashionable anymore. You have now been around for 100 years. In my introduction, I mentioned that you've changed your product portfolio a bit to focus on a certain space that you want to focus on and invest on. So how have you built the strategy really to move to this fully luxury market that speaks to the consumer of today?
Yeah, so Bang & Olufsen have had, and many know that as well, iconic products, and I'm sure many of you remember the Beosound 9000, the iconic CD player, or the turntables, Beogram 4000, has always been about innovation and product innovation, and really think through on how we can create magical moments for our clients, and we're still doing that today, and that is a core and heart of everything we do. We are a product company who's making amazing products, but what we're doing now, we're packaging it with luxury aspects, not only on the product side, but also in the distribution and in the post sales as well, in terms of services. So that always there's a product in the core, and the innovation piece in here is really, really important. And we keep on innovating and bringing the past together with the present, and of course bringing also B&O into the future with new innovations and new products, and redefining how things have been done in the past.
So let's maybe a lot to unpack, but let's maybe start with the consumers. Historically in luxury, we've seen as well, and watches that I know particularly well, is that some products were developed by the brand and pushed into the market because the brand thought that was what the market wanted. We see now, with more agile markets, more feedback in both directions with social media and other means, that you cannot just push, you have to listen and then develop what the market wants. How do you respond? And maybe who are your consumers, maybe of 10 years ago, and who are your consumers now, maybe the age groups, and how do you manage to really grasp the needs and the willingness of the consumers?
Yeah, so the target audience that we have is music and design lovers that are affluent, and obviously we find them in quite well-defined places in key cities where we also now focus much more on our strategy and go-to-market. And of course, we listen to our customers, but that is not enough. We need to surprise them and create something that is truly unique and that they cannot even envision. We have been doing that in the past, and we are keeping on doing that today. If you look at our TVs, or if you look at our speakers, they have these magical mechanical movements. They have an amazing acoustical sound. So when you start listening to them, or if you see them, you will be amazed and you will be intrigued and you will want to know more about the brand. But obviously we do a lot of client surveys and trying to form our insights. But it's about doing something that is different than what we have done in the past. And our founders actually coined that expression already 40, 50 years ago. We think differently. And we keep on doing that in everything we do, and try to make really beautiful pieces of art that also plays music.
How are you personally communicating with your clients? Do you see them? Do you meet them? Do you answer their requests on social media? Do you post yourself? How do you feel that you are still connected really one-to-one?
Yeah, we spend a lot of time at events in the stores or together with our partners that we are doing events with. And that's a wonderful opportunity to meet and engage with existing customers and customers from the past, and of course new customers as well. And it kind of always dawns upon me when I tell them that I'm from Bang & Olufsen, how happy they will get. And I remember this, and I have this at home, or my father had this, or my grandfather had that. And there's always so many stories that they tell us about their childhood, and they were not allowed to touch the knobs on the beautiful Beosound 1000 because it was a precious instrument already back then. So a lot of people, of course, have a connection to the products. And what I also do, obviously, show them what we are doing right now. And I have a lot of images on my phone and showing them there. And a lot of times they say like, wow, oh my God, I've never seen anything like it. And that's actually true, because we haven't really told our story just yet. And that's what it's all about now. Go and tell the story.
And is there a pain point? of course, you are luxury, yeah, and your price point is luxury. They love your products, but how do you match the desirability of the brand and the price point to meet the right level so that they can still realize their dreams?
Yeah, so we have products ranging from, I think, 300-ish euros up to 450,000 euros. So there is obviously quite a wide price range to choose from. But we still have the same ethos from our founders, a never failing will to only do the best. So even in the 300 euro product, we try to build something that is really unique and acoustically superior, and also that will stand the test of time, and that will be upgradable and usable for a long period to come. And then obviously for 450,000 euros, it's not products for everybody, but we know as well when we have assessed this market that we haven't really penetrated it. We may have 3-4% penetration at this point in time. So for us, it's about creating the awareness of what we're doing now and how beautiful our pieces are and how well they sound, and then provide these experiences for all customers.
Because there is a difference between, of course, the customer that buys it in store or buys it online. And maybe you can see as well whether you're able to sell your products online, because the sound probably sounds better when you test it in store than online. And then there is, of course, the professional customers. I mean, you try to work with, interior designers or car manufacturers or phone providers, so that you have the professional luxury devices that are as well benefiting from your technology. What is the blend? What is the mix? How do you manage this? And how do you approach the very different client base?
Yeah. So our retail network is, of course, very, very important. We have 340-ish stores in the world right now, and we have been taking the number down and relocating stores and making the stores that we have to put them in the right places to start with, and focusing on like 50 big cities in the world where it makes sense to be able to provide the right experience. So what B&O is all about: the heritage, the craftsmanship, the acoustics, and intrigue them with the atelier services and then different type of designs, but be beyond that as well, to become culture relevant and become a place where customers would like to come and clients would like to come and spend time with us and listen to the music and bring their albums with us. And in some places in the world, we have a lot of clients who are coming down and bringing their either composed music. Artists are coming down, bringing the composed music and borrowing our equipment for the evening and bringing some friends and having a pizza and drinking some wine and listening to what it will sound in real life. So the stores and the store network obviously plays a very important role in providing those experiences, but also online. We have been revamping our e-com site and making that, of course, an omni-channel experience. So it's also very, very important for our reach. And some products are actually quite well suited for e-com sales as well, but the combination of both online and offline, very important for us. And we will keep on building these stores and these experiences in the right cities in the world. So we have a city strategy now rather than a country strategy, like I said, and we focus on the 50 big cities in the world, like many of the other luxury brands are doing as well.
And I mean, we know that luxury consumers more and more are, looking on social media as well and following influencers or sportsmen. I mean, you have an amazing partnership with Charles Leclerc. Maybe can you just explain how this came to life, and what is he bringing to the brand? Is he really making a difference?
Charles is an amazing person to start with, an amazing driving, amazing person as well. But it started actually before that. So we partnered with Ferrari, and because Ferrari represents the same values that we are doing. They make beautiful designs, they make high performance products, and they also sound great and fits very well from a brand fit. Basically, it's a perfect fit for us to work with Ferrari. So we're being sponsors to the Scuderia Ferrari, the Formula 1 team, but we're also working then making a collection together with Ferrari that our designers together with Ferrari designers have designed, and we have actually done 2 collections right now. That has been doing very well for us, and obviously working then with the Ferrari dealership as well and their dealers. And we have invited, of course, their dealers and their clients to our stores as well and to our partners. So it really works very well, and it was natural to add Charles into this as well. He's interested in music. He's a composer. He plays the grand piano very well, and you can listen to him on Spotify, actually, if you haven't done that as well. So he's a good musician and likes music. And when I met with him the first time, he was intrigued, and I showed him everything we have, and he said, like, oh my God, wow, I have never seen anything like it. So he wanted to work with us, which we are grateful for.
And do you see, I mean, it's more the sports fans, or is it just because he's a person that is well known globally that is bringing people to the brand?
No, we need the awareness. And if you look at Formula One and the development of Formula One over the last couple of years, it is the fastest growing sport, I think, today. And the Drive to Survive series is on Netflix has helped to grow that also into younger generation, and also I think the fastest growing sport in female and young female as well. So it is a broad platform where we know that also audio is an important piece, and people are interested in high performing products. So Formula One as such is good, and we have seen, of course, also other brands now, big luxury brands stepping into F1 as well, probably seeing the same thing as we see. So that is good. We also work together since many years back, together with Fernando Alonso as well, who is also a brand ambassador. But we're doing other sports also. We have Karolina Wozniacki in tennis. We had Holger Rune as well in tennis. And everybody needs music. Everybody likes entertainment. Everybody listens to music. And when you do, you want to have something that you look stylish in if you have headphones or earphones. And if you're at home, you want to for sure something stylish as well that fits into your interior design. So music is everywhere. Music will never go away. Entertainment will never go away. So we're lucky to have a product that everybody has an interest in, and that is the same when we are present in F1. A lot of the F1 drivers are B&O clients already today, and they share their stories with me as well. And it's always nice to hear from them what they're using and what they have at home.
Absolutely. No, and I think sports is as well a platform that speaks to all generations. I mean, I've asked you, what is the age of your consumers? And you said, or customers, you said, well, it is, the lovers of good music. They don't necessarily have a specific age group. And your presence in 50 cities. Do you cover the whole world? Because, I mean, back to the influencers, maybe not sportsmen, but as more in the film stars or music stars, often in Asia, some other ambassadors are being taken rather than the European or Western ambassadors, because there's differences in just global eminence. How do you tackle the world as such?
Yeah, so we have an interest, of course, in Gen Z as well as a part of this music and design lovers that are fluent. And if we move to Asia, in China in particular, we have Lei Sang as a brand ambassador. He's an amazing musician and artist, and when we have done collections with him, they've sold out in a few seconds. I can't remember how many 100 million followers he has right now, but he's a mega star, and he's obviously also become a good friend of the house and the brand as such. So we're happy to have him. We have another friend of the brand, which is Swiss Beats, Alicia Keys' husband as well. So Kasim as well is a big fan of the brand and showcasing our products to his friends and in his home as well. So we're happy to work, of course, together with him as well. Another one that you see in the music world is Lenny Kravitz, who in his latest video in Architectural Digest is showing his home, and is a beautiful home, but is also equipped with a lot of B&O products. So we're grateful for that exposure that we get through them. So we are present in the music world as well, and we'll continue, of course, to be so, and also in sports and entertainment.
Lenny Kravitz, after Depeche Mode, that's my second important artist.
No, he's a legend. He's a legend.
And it's great that the artists are being attracted by you. You don't have to push. There's a pull from the artists because they just love your products and come, almost spontaneously. That's a fantastic place to be, obviously.
Yeah.
We usually, Kristian, we usually tackle technology in our podcast, and then we'll cover the question on sustainability. But I think yours is quite linked as well. Huh? I mean, you mentioned that you try to upgrade products so that for sustainable reasons you can keep, because technology, we know, is so quickly. You have to just always change the products and refurbish them. How do you tackle this? In fact, the sustainability aspect together with technology.
No, and that's a good question, and that's why we have luxury by definition is maybe timeless, but we decided to keep the timeless word in between luxury and technology. So luxury timeless technology is our strategy because we believe it's important. We know from our customers and from the general interest, the trend in the world, that of course longevity and sustainability is a big thing, and I think we all want to contribute. And for us, in our case, it fits right into our business strategy as well, and has always been. So when we worked this strategy out, we looked at the past and we saw already, like in the 50s and 70s, products were built in a modular way. They were screwed together, they were not glued together. They could be then dismantled, and they could be serviced, and they could be repaired, and they could be upgradable. And we decided to take that on board, and then obviously with our tech platforms and technologies evolving fast, we decided to put in enough horsepower and compute power and memory so that we can keep on upgrading our products when new things are happening. So we feel quite comfortable and confident that our clients will have and keep on having something that is very current from a technology point of view, even though there will be new technologies that we may not be aware of. And of course, we are also leading in many aspects of the acoustical race in the world, and providing already best-in-class acoustics. So that is at the heart of what we do, and we know for instance from Gen Z as well that sustainability is really, really important for them. And now we have all in all, as the only brand in the world, we have cradle-to-cradle certified products. We have 8 of them already that has been cradle to cradle certified. So they will never pass away, so to speak. So they will be current always and keep on circulating. So we're doing that. So that's a good trend, supporting, I think, our business as such. And then streaming music is also growing fast. And of course, Gen Z in that respect as well is the fastest growing segment of stream music. And they are also among the fastest one when it comes to luxury purchases, together with Gen Y. So we think we are in a pretty good spot with this luxury timeless technology to attract also the younger generation.
And when you mentioned that you have timeless products, can you give some examples? I mean, in my example, I mean, I'm listening to vinyl, again, records, they're 33 and 45, I don't know how you say it in English, 33 tours, 45 tours in French.
Yeah.
But it's back to my young childhood. But the sound of music is so different when you listen to a vinyl record rather than a CD or streaming.
Yeah. So vinyl is coming back, and I think the tactility of holding on to something also for the younger generation who grew up with the digital music is nice. So somebody told me that every second person who's buying a vinyl don't have a turntable at home to listen to it, so they're just looking at the album artwork, and that's of course in most cases a beautiful piece of work. We started when we embarked on this journey. We put a classic program basically in place where we restore old products, and for the 95th anniversary we restored 95 turntables, our Beogram 4000, and we did factory upgrades basically and factory restoration of them, and they sold out in 24 hours. So we figured we were onto something, and since then we have launched many more of these, and then we're doing them in limited edition in different series, together with other brands or just for our own customers. Or if you are a customer, you can send it in to us as well, and we will make a factory restoration for you and give you warranty back on it as well. And also, if you desire to do so, we can also upgrade it and put Wi-Fi into it in case you don't want to be bothered by having cables, even though many want to use the cables still. So that is working really well for us. And we have, of course, amazing people in the factory, many of whom have been working with us for 25, 35, even 40 plus years, who have built them from the get-go, and we're using their competence as to restore them. And should they have retired already, there is a B&O club as well with something we call Bionistas, who come together every Tuesday and talk and discuss about B&O, and we call them in every now and then should we have too much to do or find something that is difficult to tackle. So we have access to these amazing people from the past who will help us to do these refurbishments. So that's very exciting. And we do it for the CD players as well. We have an iconic CD player called Beosound 9000, which has 6 CDs and an arm that is moving in between them, piece of art, and many recognize as well. And we had one customer who had one for 32 years in his life, and then eventually it broke down, and he had moved it from his first small apartment to bigger apartments, created a family, had it in the living room, and it was the centerpiece of the whole house and home. And they were devastated when it broke down. But then when they Googled and searched, they discovered that we have this classic repair program. And I can report that we restored it for him, and he was happy, and he got a 12-month warranty on it as well. So not many brands will be able to do that for you.
So it reminds me of the whole pre-owned, pre-loved programs, that for handbags, initially clothing, watches, starting with jewelry, and now as well for luxury sound systems.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
No, that is good. And I think it's an advantage for us, and I think it's also in line with the current trend in the world to provide these type of services, and especially when we have iconic pieces, and many have iconic pieces at home that they still cherish. And when I started this job, I immediately bought the 2 iconic pieces that I had lost earlier in my life that I had before. So now I have them at home as well. So I actually do enjoy vinyl music. I enjoy my old CD collection, and I'm listening to different streaming services as well. So it's actually a nice combination to have at home.
That's very interesting, yeah. And maybe let's go back maybe to the online versus store. You mentioned, the store experience, bringing your records, bringing your recordings and your compositions. How do you tackle the e-commerce? How do you make people dream online? That's
obviously harder, but I think people have. First of all, you have sound, and many have the sound in the phones today, and obviously listening to sound in a digital way, and are interacting with many e-com platforms as well. We have strengthened our own e-com platform, and we try to provide, of course, better experiences there as well. And we have redesigned parts of it. We're not done yet, but looking at also what other luxury brands are doing, and how we can create more emotional connections when you look at these pages, and you can dream away on how beautiful it can sound and how beautiful it can look. So a lot about looks and feel, obviously, and then design, and what we are doing culturally as well, of course, in terms of participating in different events and what we stand for. We just recently did something that we call the Sound of Paris, which is event basically where we invite guests to sign up and come and listen to the sounds of Paris, and local talent who is performing and playing music and mixing that, of course, with listening to our speakers and using our speakers as the orchestra as well when other artists are performing. Hugely popular. We have done the same in London, so engaging with the community, but it's like an online to offline experience. But for many, of course, it starts with an online, and there might not be stores exactly everywhere where people live as well. So it's important to have a good online experience.
Yeah, we see particularly in markets like the US, where e-commerce is very developed. Even higher end goods are being rather easily purchased online, even without an in-store experience, because it's just too far to go and you still want the product at home. Huh?
Yeah, we're not there yet. We don't sell all the products online, but you can definitely book appointments and obviously get in touch with our partners. And they can also come, of course, to your place. In some countries, we do have these loan programs, or try before you buy, so you can experience what good sound should sound like in your own home, because it can also be different when you're listening to it in a store. versus your home. But we have this amazing room compensation system as well that will make it sound like the artist intended it, or the sound engineer intended it to sound, because that's what we are doing. So we have something called tone masters, who are extremely skilled musicians, but also very well educated on technology and on acoustics in particular, who are tuning all our speakers to make sure that they capture exactly all instruments the way they should have been captured, and you can hear everything that you should be hearing. And so when you're listening to our products in high resolution, you will hear exactly everything the way it was intended. And if you haven't tried that, I recommend you, Karine, to go and try, because it is absolutely fantastic.
It is. I'll write it down, yeah, absolutely. Like Kristian, I mean, you've been hired, mentioned just pre-COVID in 2019 from Logitech into Bang & Olufsen to make the company even more successful, to make it a luxury company. You are now celebrating your 100th birthday. What have you done, and how have you built on your experience to make this company future fit, and maybe to make it last even 100 years going from now or beyond, we hope? What are your learnings? What can you share? What were your aha moments when you took over? And how have these last 6 years shaped who you are and who the company is?
Yeah. So I think we had one aha moment when we defined the strategy and when we came up with this business strategy, luxury timeless technology, because again, all the parameters that I listed, and I didn't list all of them, makes us really unique. And I think we have our own blue ocean when we execute on this properly. And that's what we are doing. If you are in any other luxury category, there's normally at least 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even more, 10 brands that you're competing with. But in luxury audio, the way we are doing it and the way we are working with it, I think there's really nobody else who can offer that. So we are the only ones doing it. And before it was maybe more about the product. Now it's about the whole experience, the 360 experience. When you visit our webpage or go online, or when you walk into the store, so that you do get serviced in the same way as you would from any other luxury brand, really. Coming into the store, you get introduced to the brand and what the brand is about, and you get wowed, and you start to get intrigued by the brand, and you're serviced by really nice and good sales women and salesmen who will help you to get acquainted with the brand, and that you love the place and you fall in love with the brand. And then we have a broad portfolio as well, so we can offer you really anything from Bluetooth speakers, earphones, headphones, up to more portable type of products, and then also products that you can move in between different rooms, and then to big systems and big speakers, big TVs up to 97-inch and big speakers as well. So if you fall in love with the brand, you certainly have everything you need from a store point of view and service point of view, but also from a product point of view. And we're beefing up, like I said, the store network right now. But also everything is very different to work in consumer electronics versus luxury, because if you look at the boxes, the packaging is very different, the naming is different, the pricing methodology is different, and the expectations on so many things are different. So there's maybe now it's more of a cultural movement than actually a turnaround. The turnaround we did, but now it's a cultural transition into luxury audio, and what that means in terms of in-store and pre-sales, sales, post-sales, and putting VIP services in place in different parts of the world now as well, so that you get service 24/7 if you should be in that unlucky position, so you have a problem with any of the systems, you get help. So there's a lot of rework being done from that point of view, and I think again, for the next 100 years, I doubt that anybody will be able to copy this strategy, because it's built on the heritage, it's built on the design and the brand and the products that we already have, and the installed base of products that we have as well. And we try to make sure that the products also work together, so that you can connect the past with the present and with the future, to future-proof your investment as well, so that you don't have to throw your system away and start buying a new system a few years from now. So we pay a lot of attention to how you can have this seamless experience from the past to the present and to the future.
And what you say is so important. I mean, the client in a luxury brand expects seamless service, top-class service, and when something goes wrong, they're really annoyed, and that harms the brand image. But luxury is all about emotions. And of course, you say you have the music lovers that are directly touched when they have the great sound. But it's just to benefit even more people from that emotions that your products create. Because that will make this uniqueness and this boundary, the emotional bound that I have with the brand, because it creates the emotions that nobody else can build.
Absolutely. And music means, and different songs mean so many for different people, right? Everybody has their favorite songs and have memories to those songs, and then to listen to them and listen to them in a really good system as well makes a lot of sense. And I think we are in a lucky place to have such a offering, basically, that people really love and are using every day.
Absolutely. So you're already at the end of the podcast. So my last question, Kristian, here, and I'm sorry that we are at the last question, is what is your vision for the future? I mean, more in the luxury industry more broadly, and then maybe in the sound industry and technology industry as such. What is your vision? What are the big news that are coming up, or how do you see it evolve? Because we know currently luxury is a bit flattish. What is your vision?
I think we have a huge untapped potential to start with. I think we are in a different place than the industry as such. And I think, again, music and entertainment will never go away. It's always going to be there. So from that point of view as well, I think we're in a good place. We will continue to innovate and we will try to redefine categories like we have done in the past. We will continue to do that for the future. So we're not going to just mill on in doing it the same way as the others are doing. We think differently, like our founders coined already the ethos some 50 years back. And I think you will have to stay tuned to see what the future brings, because I can't reveal it here. But of course, we have exciting stuff coming up and technology is evolving. And of course, we are leading that when it comes to the luxury audio space, and then really provide good magical moments designed for life. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful tagline that we have and we are using.
So our listeners have to look at your website to see the products, but as well, of course, go and listen to the quality of the products. And one is the design, and the other one is the sound quality, to be able to see what's coming. Well, this was really fascinating. The pre-owned side of things I was completely ignoring, and I like the Bionista sound that creates a little collectivity and passionate. It's about luxury is all around passion, and it can be in the sound as well, which is totally amazing. Great things you do. I really hope that the journey will continue in the next 100 years. Thank you for sharing your success stories and all the background information that you did today. Kristian, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Karine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to Luxury on Air with Karine Szegedi and Felicitas Morhart. This podcast is provided to you by Deloitte Switzerland and the Swiss Center for Luxury Research. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can leave us a 5-star review. If you're keen to stay up to date on what's trending in the luxury industry, don't forget to subscribe. As always, you can find more information about the current episode in the show notes. We wish you all the best. Until next time.